Hello, everybody. Are you guys ready? I feel very fortunate and special because, well, I can't really tell you. I'm sure Isa will tell you what has happened in the last, I don't know, week in her life. And, this is what I'm talking about, people that have grit, perseverance, and dedication to her community. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm going to run my intro. I just created it literally 5 minutes ago. So let's see what it looks like. But before I forget, tomorrow I have a TV show. It live streams to 100 plus something within the network. And it's also an Amazon Fire Roku channel, 10 other distribution channels, including Samsung coming up in January. But this is our special Thanksgiving special with the four sisters, me, Nick, Susanna, and Christine. And I don't know what we're going to talk about, quite honestly, because when we're all together, things happen. So we'll just go with the flow tomorrow. Are you guys ready? I hope so. Let's go ahead and dance a little bit. Put that groove on. Isa's dancing. She's doing it. She's doing it. I see it. You guys can see it, but I am. Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work. Did you see this? This is I can't even talk. Oh my gosh. So this is our new project. And literally, this is Nick's dream right there. If you don't know who Nick is, it's Nicole Angay Galindo. She is one of my supportive sisters. And through this journey called Linky Link and Messy Life, we have converged our energy, our superpower, our light, whatever you want to call it. And we are creating legacies always and forever will be, right? We are not guaranteed a continuous life. We are not even guaranteed life in the next 5 minutes. So make every moment, every second of your breath count and give thanks in this Thanksgiving weekend. December 1st, our Kindle book with 21 authors sharing their legacies, their adversity, so you can be inspired to live your own, create your own, and make your own legacy. And I know Global Summit is already over, but hey, I gotta show it because you know why? This special lady was part of our summit. And we're going to do more this year. We're going to have more projects. I hope she'll agree. She doesn't know it yet, but she's going to be CGified in a minute. Are you guys ready to meet her? Well, let's go ahead and just bring her in and let's see what's going to happen. But first, I want to make sure that you guys know Susanna Dawn, my sister, has books coming out. Book number 2 for Search of the Armor of God. Her first one's still in Amazon. I will show the QR code on my TV show tomorrow. And then if you guys know anything about internet radio, that's my other step. I'm taking over. I'm taking over because we need people all over the world to tell us the truth, not from the social media or media that's paid. We want the people to create their own content and tell us the truth, what is happening in their life, in their world, in their culture, and in their country. Are you guys ready? I'm going to see her done. See what we can do with that one. Oh my gosh, I'm actually surprised that you're dancing.
Yeah,
Oh my god, Isabel.
I'm not doing it without pain, let me tell you. But your music is so cool. I had to dance a little bit. Hey, I just
Oh my
noticed that my
god.
hair matches your surroundings
The
there.
whole thing. I'm pinkified, purplified, whatever you wanna
We
I am
love
the
that.
epitome of a girly girl. I go all out. I will scream, glitter, what I just got this actually. It's I seen Mariah Carey do this. This is
I'm
like
gonna have to
a
put my
gold
glasses on.
glitter. It's a gold glitter, and it's
Oh
like the
my
1930s
goodness.
where you push this and glitter just
Oh,
goes poof all over you.
it's so you too.
I
So you.
know.
I'm really not a girly girl. I honestly wish I was, but I'm just not. I don't wear
Oh,
makeup. I hate it with the passion. For me, I find it extremely beautiful on other women. On me, I haven't developed the skills yet to apply makeup. So I feel like I at the end when I'm done, I look like a clown. And
that's what my grandma
I'm
told me.
I'm
She's
like, I
like,
can't be
"Don't I don't."
bothered. It's this,
Yeah,
yeah. But
but you know what?
I mean, go ahead, hon.
No, one of these days we're gonna meet in person. And I have this technique because I used to do makeup. It's called makeup, no makeup. It's like a French style where they go out, they just look glowy. And you're like, oh, wow, she's so pretty. She doesn't have makeup on. She has makeup. You just can't tell because she doesn't put it all. There's no lipstick. It's just lip gloss. And the foundation is sheer and just glowy. I'm going to do that to you. I am.
Well, then you're gonna have to take a lot of pictures because more than likely that'll be the only time that it happens.
I love your purple hair, though. Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah, yeah. Purple has been the theme in my life for the past over a year now. I actually it started because I was going to Vegas, and for a delayed celebration of my 50th birthday because I turned 15 during COVID, and I said, well, I got to do something special to go to Vegas. I mean, you're gonna go to Vegas. So I said, "Oh, I'm gonna turn my hair purple," and I got so many compliments, like people I knew, people on the streets, like, "I love your hair," and I thought, "Okay, so now I just have
We're
purple
keeping it.
hair." Exactly, I love it, and it's so funny because when it's washable, and when it's becomes faded a little bit, I go, "Okay, it's time to purple up again."
I
Yeah.
love it. I used to rock pink hair, purple hair, dark purple hair. When I go to comic conventions, if you see some of those pictures, those are Hollywood stars that I've met. I have a lot more, but those are my main ones that I really love. Like Stan Lee. I waited 4 hours for this man to
Oh
come.
my
I know,
god.
but his book, that picture that you saw was so special to us and my family because we love his work. And 3 months after we took that picture, he died.
Oh my god. Talk about serendipity.
Yeah, and he created
Wow.
200 pieces of book
Excuse me.
globally, 200 pieces of his special book, and we got to have him sign it, and we took four out of that 200 because there's four of us in our family, and we each
Wow.
had one.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
but let's talk
wonderful.
about you. You are the queen for today.
Let's talk about
Let's talk
um
about you and me. How about this?
that's
Think back
right.
20 years ago. Okay.
You can see how old we are, right?
Shh, don't say that. We're
That's a
21
real
forever, okay?
music will always do that, right? Music will
I
always
know.
tell people or
Well,
betray your secret, the secret of your age. Yeah, I got
well,
into a little bit of I think because you referred to it earlier, I got into a little bit of a car accident last week, and I'm still actually waiting to see what's the verdict on my car, if they're gonna total it or if they're gonna bother to fix it. I hope and pray to all the gods that they're gonna fix it because I love my car. But yeah, I got into a little bit of trouble, I guess. Yeah, but I'm okay physically, and the rest is just not all. Is it's insured, and so it's all right. The rest doesn't matter. So,
well, let's
and
take a moment for that because it could have been worse.
oh, I could have died. Seriously, I could have died. I was crossing an intersection. I was going one way, and the person was coming the other way. And had he not big did a big shift
Swerve.
in his swirl in his steering, he would have hit literally my door, literally. And I drive a little car. I drive a Chevrolet Bolt, electric Bolt, and he drove an SUV. So he would have come directly inside of me. So either I'd be dead or very, very seriously injured. So again, it's kind of serendipity, right? So it's a pain in the ass to deal with the insurance and to to deal with everything else and not knowing if I'm gonna have to shop for a car or not. It's all a pain, but when when you look at what could have been, you say, yeah, okay, so who cares? Because it doesn't matter. And I wasn't injured, so I got a bruise on my shoulder because I was projected like this, like not
Oh,
not
yeah.
uh,
So this
not
one is
whiplash,
gonna
but
be hurting.
on the side,
Mm.
yeah. So I'm gonna have to do physio, but all of that is covered by
Here,
insurance and all the good
I'm
stuff. So
grateful you're here. It just means to show
reach
you
two of us.
that you have a purpose, Izzy. You're gonna have to live that purpose and continue on. That's what
No
it
other
means. We
choice.
just got to
No other
listen.
choice.
Yeah,
No
there
other
is no
choices.
choice. Yeah.
No,
So I want to
no.
get to know you. Think back 20 years ago and find within your timeline some of the significant changes in your life that got you here where you are today.
Oh, 20 years, so 32. Um, okay, so at age 32, I was a very miserable person, extremely miserable person. I um I was miserable till my late 30s. So my mother passed away. The event that created all that misery is that my mother passed away when I was 5, and she died of lung cancer, and she died quite rapidly. Within She was deceased within 10 months of her diagnosis. And um, well, I didn't know what to do with all that sadness when I was a kid, so I became a very angry teenager, which is nothing original. But the angry teenager became an extremely bitter adult, and I was not fun to be around. It's actually, whenever I think of that time, I always think of the friends that I had then that I still have now. And I think of Josie, my best friend, and recently I even asked her, "Why the hell were you friends with me? Like, what was wrong with you?" Because I was not pleasant at all, at all. I was really, really bitter. But I realized in doing the work with myself and working with psychologists and coaches and over the years that um, for me at the time, it was easier to deal with anger than it was to deal with sadness. So it was a coping mechanism, because dealing with anger is very powerful. It's a extremely powerful emotion. And sadness isn't. Sadness, you feel in despair, kind of. So for me, the coping mechanism was, well, I'm going to be angry. Of course, all of that was not conscious on my part, but it was better to deal with anger. So I just became angry. And there was a lot of more things happening to me at the time, but it wasn't until I outlived my mom. My mom passed away at 36. And when I turned 37, within a couple of months, I had a big, big, big aha moment where I woke up one morning and I looked at myself in the eyes. And we don't do that, right? When we look in the mirror, we look for reassurance. We look to see if we have spinach in our teeth, or and if our hair is purple, and if our mascara is well applied, and if your hair is okay, and do I look fat in these jeans? That's what we look at when we look in the mirror. We look for reassurance. But that day, instinctively, I looked at myself in the eyes. I was looking for myself. I wasn't looking at myself. And I said out loud, okay, so I can't live like this anymore. So I either kill myself today or I choose a better way to live. And that for me was the moment that my life as it is now, that's the day I was born. Because I did seek professional help, and I went to cure my soul, and I went to cure my heart, and the heart of little Isabel that was 5, lost in the world and not understanding where is mom and why did she abandon me, and I'm a result of all that work. And I'm such an advocate to seeking help. And that's why, I love Chris from Walking Tall in our groups where you and I met in the Hounds of Business, because Chris is taking the worst thing that could ever happen to him and he's making something positive with it. And he's being an advocate, and he's embodying vulnerability, and that's so powerful. That's our most powerful superpower, right, CJ? It's we have to share our stories.
Mm-hmm.
Have
We
to.
do. We
Yeah. So
do.
20 years ago, that's where I was. I was still miserable, and I was slowly getting ready to embark in that very long journey. But how worth it was to be here, end up here with you.
Yay. I know it was meant to be. First of
That's right.
all, thank you so much for everything that you do, the ones that I see and don't see that you do, because I want to collaborate with every single person who wants to help level up the world. And the way I see it is, I'm an only child, so I always yearn for that brothers and sisters that I don't have. So when I have a sister, I'm like, yes, I gained a sister today, and I'm like, and people are like, CJ, how many sisters do you have? Because when I have a conversation in real life with my friends, and they're like, how did this grow? I'm like, oh, I just talked to this one person and this person. And they're like, okay, so like, do they even see you the same? I'm like, yeah, I don't call them sisters until I feel that vibe. Like, that's what I always say.
Yeah.
And it's that all that energy. And thank you for mentioning Hounds of Business, because Mike Asherbrenner is the genius behind Hounds of
He's my
Business.
brother. He's
Yeah,
my
and
brother. Oh,
every one of us is grateful to have his platform so we all can meet and we all can get to know each other. And Chris is an amazing person. Like Chris, Todd Blyleven, and Dr. What is her name? De La Rosa, I believe, was in my
Stephanie.
show. And they all three of them are in a walking tall. And when they tell me, what happened in their life and how they're showing up for others. And often, what I actually was wondering, how the heck does it take us this long to realize what our potentials are? And then I also look back and I said, well, at least we grow up and we found our potential and our purpose, because some people die not knowing what that is, right?
Very true.
Oh
Very,
my
very
gosh.
true.
So, talk to me about what you do today and how you're helping us level up the world.
I'm a professional question asker. That's what I do for a living. So I'm a mindset coach, but the reason I say it like that is because um, it's about getting better, improving your life, finding your purpose, finding where you fit in the world, finding your voice. It often starts by asking the right questions. And one of the things that I always remind people is that the mind that creates a situation that you are in cannot be the mind that asks the right question to get out of it, because we all do it. I have coaches, I have four of them, because we tend to always ask the same question to ourselves. So why don't I have this? Why I haven't reached this? Why have I this? What have I? And these are the wrong questions. So when you work with a coach, me or anybody else, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to work with me, I'll be happy to, but it's having someone with better questions, with questions you haven't thought about asking yourself. So that's what I do, and that's basically what I do. I have a 21-day program, and that's basically what I do for 21 days. Is people have to just go online, log on to their thing, and then they get me talking, and then they have homework, because mindset is literally trying to read the label from inside the bottle. And that's very difficult. And that's why we need people like me, like you, like Mike. I mean, Mike is helping me see things about my business and how I do things, and he's helping me improve my message and improve how to show up in the world. I do that for him, and I do that for Sia. Sia does it for me. I do it for you. You do it for Sia. It's all a big, great circle of real support. But it's all about better questions. For me, it's all about better questions. So that's how I
My
show up in
next
the world.
question for the questions is, what inspired you to develop that idea?
Oh, that's a long story, my friend. So, as a general rule, my motto is if I have no valid reasons to say no, then I say yes. Of course, I have to put a little bit of side note to that. Of course, if it feels wrong to me, I'm going to say no. When I say that, it I'm not suggesting that you go against your intuition, but as a general rule, if people invite me for activities or for meals or for whatever, if I have no reason to say no, then I say yes. And then what happened is it was a massage therapist client, because I've been a massage therapist for 24 years, and it was a client, and she said at the end, she was paying and taking her next appointment, and at the end she said, Isabel, I really don't come to see you for the massages, even if you're good at it, and you always make me feel very, like, my body very relaxed and stuff. I come here to talk to you, because whenever I leave my house, your house, or my office, which is my house, um, I always leave with a different perspective. Every time I share something about my kids, my husband, my work, my friends, my relationships with my parents, I always leave with a different perspective. You're like my life coach. And CJ, I gotta tell you, if there is one term I do not like, is life coach. And it's not about the people. If there are life coaches listening here, I see the value in what you do. Don't feel like I'm demeaning what you do at all. It's just I don't like the term. Just I wish we found a better title. So I kind of went, ugh, life coach, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, but she just, planted a seed. And again, if I have no reason to say no, then I say yes. So I said, okay, so I'm going to go check out where that seed is going to grow. And here we are 14 years later, close to 15, actually.
Wow. I agree with you. And I think, you know, there is a negative connotation on coach period right now.
True.
Anything coach. It's like I'm feeling that vibe of like, "Oh my gosh, you're a coach? Like, okay, is it sports?" I'm like, "Yeah, for your brain, but we're not even
Mhm.
talking about that." It's because a lot of people, there are lots of good folks out there that have a lot of experiences and wisdom to share and change your life, my life, right? But there are also folks that, go from zero wanting to be a hero, but doesn't take the right step to get where it needs to be, and they just give you generalized information and then call themselves and label themselves that
Mhm.
irritates the out of me. Okay. And I was like,
It's
oh
just
my god, you don't need a formal education. You don't even need certification on life, but give me something that I can grab on that makes a whole lot of logic sense on what you're saying, other than reading that or talking to chat gpt and giving it to me when you don't have life experiences, right? I call Chat GPT Bob. I don't know why I call him Bob.
Oh, that's funny. I
Um,
like it.
yeah, and I was like, "Oh man, Bob has an issue today. Like he has attitude because sometimes like I talk to him and I'm like a therapist. Bob is my therapist. In addition to my other therapist. I'm like, "Bob, how are you feeling today?" And of course my the reason I call that is because sometimes my Siri would answer me without I didn't even ask her, and then my Amazon answers me some random things. And I'm like, okay, I'm talking to three different AI here. What is happening? I'm gonna go crazy. But that term coach is just it does kind of rub me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And I know, and I'm logical enough, okay, educated enough to know that each person and each coaches are different. But that term, like you said, I am with you. Like oh yeah, yeah, I
And
can
you
definitely see that.
You know what? When I started collaborating with Mike, I told him, I said, "I'm so not a coach. I'm not a coach, but I don't know what else. Like, what's the real term to really point out what it is that I actually do? But for the lack of a better one, I use coach." And he kind of looked at me, Mike, eh? He kind of looked at me and he said, "You're a guide." And I said, "Well, yeah, but guide is not a job." He said, "What the hell do you mean?" He said, "Tour guide, wine guide." And yeah. So I actually prefer facilitator,
I
a
like that.
mindset
Yeah,
facilitator, because I
that's
don't do
true.
the work. It's when you hire someone like me, it's you better be willing to bring your A game and work on yourself, because if you just want to be pat on the back and say there you're good, then hire somebody else. With me, you're gonna do the work, but you're gonna get result because you're gonna do the work. So I like
Yeah.
facilitator. I think I'm gonna change it.
Yeah, I actually think of you as a mentor. I like mentor because I
Oh,
do a lot of mentorship.
yes.
Um, because see, what I think the problem with people is ego. If
Yeah.
they have a lot of degrees, if they have a lot of accolades, if they make a lot of money, they just think they have this invisible wall that I'm better than everybody. I don't need to
Mhm.
learn from anybody. That
Mhm.
attitude is why you're not growing. Okay? I'm just saying. It's bad attitude. I'm just gonna put it out there. That's a bad attitude.
Yeah,
It
the
doesn't
ego
matter how
gets in the
old you
way.
are. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter how old you are. Listen, I learn from my bulldogs. They don't even talk. And I learn major attitude from them, by the way. So if you see me with a major attitude, minus the snoring, that's from them. Okay, blame them. But because I learned, like my little one, she's 5 years old. She doesn't take no for an answer. She doesn't stop. She's relentless on what she wants, and she will growl at you, scream at you. And one time, it was so funny. It happened last week. I was in line, and I have ADHD, so I can't stand waiting in line. Just I something inside me boils, right? And
Yeah,
I did not realize that I started growling. And my daughter's like, "Mom, why are you growling?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, I did." And she's like,
that's
"Yeah,
funny.
you're like Cheerio. Cheerio is our oldest English bulldog. You're like literally." I'm like, "Arr." Like I was growling. And she's like, "Mom, stop. That's embarrassing." Because we were
That's
at the
funny.
mall. Oh my god. I was like, she's rubbing the wrong way for me. So, oh my gosh. Now, with your story though, okay, how like this one is my next question. Like, knowing what you know now, is there
Mhm.
anything you would have done differently when you're first starting out to be a facilitator, a guide, right? A mentor?
You mean if I was to give myself my younger self advice? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, 14 years ago. Yeah.
Uh, oh, actually, 15 years ago, I would have said, Isabel, put your ego aside. It's not about you. But it doesn't apply to me now. Because when you're new in the trade and you have all the tricks and you have all the tools and you see people bumping in the same wall over and over and over and over again, you want to help. But as soon as you say that, as soon as you say, oh, I want to help that person, it's about you, it's not about them anymore. And sometimes, and that's one of the reasons why I prefer facilitator, because it's not about me, it's not about the tools that I have, it's about the person and what do they need in this particular time, and what's their specific issue, or where do they need the light, or a little bit of light shine in a part of the darkness. So 15 years ago it was very much about, I want to help. But as soon as you, even if it's a very noble thing to want to help, it's not about you. So you have to get your ego out of the way and just be present for that person. And sometimes, and any financial coach or business coach that are going to hear me say that are going to go, Isabel, would you, for the love of God, shut the hell up? But sometimes it's literally referring that person to somebody else if you're not the right person for them. And I'd rather do that and sleep peacefully than impose my way on somebody.
I love that because you're very introspective.
Yes.
Um, I love that because sometimes I do see people. Well, that's why I always say people first, because when people see money, they just think of money and I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. But here's the thing, that person that you're trying to help, you're actually not helping because
Mhm.
you don't know what the heck you're talking about. And you're just pushing yourself in there, giving them whatever percentage of what you think you know, where they could actually level up their game, their whatever that they're asking you with somebody else. And so
Yeah.
that's one thing that I love about what you said because you're very introspective. And at that point, you're right. And that's why I don't know if you know this, but in universities here, I know you're in Canada, universities here, I've been teaching for 10 years now. We actually are called facilitator. We facilitate the information in the universities that they already put together. And what
That's
we do
wonderful.
is we help. Yeah, and what
Yeah.
I love about what you're doing is experiential learning, meaning I tell my students, I have 45 students sometimes in one class when I do live lectures. I said, guys, it's not about me. You're probably going to be here and you're like, oh, I'm going to learn from you. I said, no, experiential learning is this. I have at least 25 years of managerial experience, 10 years of educating experience and finance and all that. If you learn from that, you're limited to at least 30 years of working. Now, each one of these person right here, 45 of us, 46 including myself, let's just even put, a minimum of 20 years. And some of them are in their 70s. My oldest student is 78 years old. And so I
Wow.
said, let's even just put 20 times 45. How many years of the experience are we talking? And that is called
Exactly.
experiential learning, right? So that's why.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know what? I learn as much with my clients. I learn as much that as they do, because it's a collaboration. Sometimes, they're going to share something about their lives and something that happened to them and how they felt and how they coped with it and how they get out of it and all that good stuff. And I go, oh my God, that's a great lesson for me. Right. So it is pulling together. And of course it is a business. And of course money is, I'm
A
sorry, but
tool.
kind of the point of owning a business. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish, I could pay the mortgage with a can-do attitude, but my bank wants money. So, of course, it's a business, but I'd rather send somebody, if I'm not the right fit, I'd rather send that person to somebody else and have I trust in the universe. I trust that the universe is gonna reward my authentic purpose. And if I'm not it, then I'm not it. It's okay. There's room for everybody
Right.
in this planet. So yeah.
True. And I
But I
think
love
it's your
that.
heart. It's your
Thank
heart that gives everybody a chance to
you.
talk to you and feel that vibe and energy. Because the very first time we've met, and I was like, "Oh, Isabel, I love you," and you're looking at me like, "Huh? You just met me. What are you talking about? Don't be weirding out now, CJ. Like, I don't know you that much. I don't know.
No,
I
I
don't
wasn't
know. Don't
weirded
weird
out.
I saw your facial expression. I see a lot of non-communications. I was like, I don't really give an F if
Excuse me.
you like me or not. I'm just saying I'm very expressive. And if I don't like you, I won't say nothing because I can't pretend to like you. Like if I don't like you,
Mhm.
I won't talk to you because I have nothing nice to say. Now,
Yeah.
if you talk crap about me, I'm petty. I become 2 years old. I will blast you as many as possible everywhere. That's why I told them, hey, if you don't like me, it's okay. I'm okay with it. But don't rub me
Mhm.
the wrong way where you're almost libeling and slandering me because I will call you out on it publicly. It's in fact, I don't even spend that much money. I will spend money just to call you out on it. And so I said, don't go
Yeah.
there. It's because I want good, positive things. It doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. Of course you do. But I think
Mhm.
it's your heart that makes people magnetize to talk to you because
Thank you.
of your wisdom and your thoughts and your brain. And some of us, have you heard of those saying like, man, you have an old soul, right? Like people say that. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. I have a story about that actually. 2 years ago, we drove my brother and I on a motorcycle from Los Angeles to Montreal. So in kilometers, I know you guys are in miles, but in kilometers, that's 5,800. So it's maybe 3,000 miles. So me three five. Excuse me. And one day we were in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'll remember that for the rest of my life. We're in Phoenix, Arizona, and we had lunch at Denny's. And you know how how it works at Denny's. You pay at the cat. You don't pay the food at the table with the waitress. You pay the hostess or the host. So my brother went to the motorcycle. He's doing his thing so that we can get ready to leave, and I'm paying the bill. It's my turn to pay. And the hostess, we spoke for about 4 minutes, and as I'm walking out towards my brother's motorcycle, he looked at me and he's like, what the hell took so long? Because when I got to the counter, there was nobody in front of me, so it should have taken 18 seconds to pay. So, and I looked at my brother and I said, well, the hostess, her name is Gladys, and she's 69 years old. And for her 70th birthday, she wants to buy a Harley Davidson and smoke her first joint. And my brother bursted out laughing. And he said, Isabel, I don't know how you do this. And I didn't know what he was referring to. I truly did not. And I said, what do you mean? He said, Isabel, everywhere we go, somebody is going to confine something in you. Everywhere we go. And I've been like that all of my life. So for me, it's just Tuesday. It's not something special. It's just another day in my life. But it wasn't until he pointed it out that I started remembering every time, or almost every time, that somebody said to me, I don't understand why I'm sharing this with you. I've never said that to anybody. CJ, if I had a nickel every time somebody said that to me, I'd be set for life. I don't know. It is my purpose.
It is.
It is. And
It is.
that's why
And
I
that's how
didn't
you
die
can
in a car
help.
accident last week.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not your turn
No.
because listen to me. If it's your turn, nothing and no one will stop that from
Oh, that's
happening.
I agree
And
with
no
you.
one. Like I
I
was
agree
thinking
with
when you
you.
said that, and she's like, "Oh, she got an SUV." I'm like, Isabel, if I hit you with my car, you would be done. I have a 2500 Sprinter Mercedes, 2500, huge, bigger than an SUV. It would just,
No, no,
you
no.
know,
It was, yeah. I believe in that, actually. I believe that when your time comes, there's nothing that's going to stop it.
nothing and no one. My
Yeah.
next question, since we talked about this, is what advice would you give to someone who is trying to facilitate and make it into a business? So I know a couple of people who, transition right now from corporate world to being an entrepreneur. And being an entrepreneur is so sexy, right? That word. But it's
Mhm.
not really sexy in
No, it's
reality.
not.
You get
No, it's not.
24/7 up and down, up and down. But for someone who's trying to change, their trajectory in their career because they found their purpose, what advice would you give to them?
I have three. The first one is be patient and give yourself grace because it's not going to work right away. The second one is, for the love of God, do yourself a favor and hire a coach. And the third one is join a supportive group, because being an entrepreneur is extremely lonely. Even if you have a team, being on top is very lonely. So surround yourself, find your tribe. For me, it was the Hounds of Business. And I was part of other teams and other groups before I was appointed to the Hounds. And I have absolutely nothing bad to say about neither of both groups that I was part of before the Hounds. But for me, the Hounds, they are my tribe. They resonate with what I say. I resonate with what they say. They complement what I do. They support, they love, they show up. So it doesn't have to be the Hounds, of course, but guys, come and give us a try. If we don't fit, then we don't fit. But find your tribe, because you're going to get discouraged and that's when you're going to stop.
That's
So
such a good advice.
these are my
Yeah,
three
no,
advice.
those are three golden nuggets. Be
Thank you.
patient.
Be
Be patient
patient.
because I'm not the most patient person, by the way. No, I can
No,
give you
really?
that advice all day, but me, But you know what? Sometimes in life, you're forced. Your hands are tied, and you are forced to sit there and be a hostage of your own brain. Your brain, my brain just like go, 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 go. And then in reality is like, hello. Like really slow mo. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. My ADHD brain is like this. And then my body's like, CJ, I'm giving you a middle finger. Go take a nap. Right. And so that's when I'm like, okay, I need to shut the you know what up and just
Yeah,
take a nap.
yeah,
And I love what you said about that. And that's what one thing I always been told, like I have an old soul, because the next 5 minutes, if you talk to me in the next 5 minutes, I literally will know almost half of what your life was all about already. It's just the way we ask questions, like you said,
yeah.
we get to know people right away, right? Oh my gosh, we're almost at the end, but I have a lot more questions. So here's my other question. What
You can do
strategies did you
a
first
shootout.
right? What strategies did you first use to market your business?
Oh, at the beginning, since it was in person, it was word of mouth at the beginning, yeah. And then because of the pandemic, I brought that show on the road. That's how I call being online. Then I hired people to help me because I didn't know anything about being online. Like, I didn't know anything. So I hired people. Yeah.
And what's the
Because I
difference
don't have
between
time. I'm 52, CJ. I don't have time to make all the mistakes, to learn everything that I have to learn. Somebody else did it for me before, so I'm going to throw money at the problem and learn something quicker.
true, true. That's why I'm here. There's
Yeah,
courses for everything.
that's
Okay, like
right.
literally courses for everything. And the reason for that's because, like you said, you need to partner up and collaborate with someone who knows.
Yeah.
Of course, you can do it, but it's a matter of we don't have that time and
Yeah.
effort and energy to
Mhm.
learn this in the next 10 years. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
No, no, no.
we need it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for that in terms of giving us, what is the deal and how you can manipulate, not really manipulate, but like level up really your game when it comes to making money, because everyone has a lot to say, everyone has a lot to offer. But I think we get stuck in the middle of like, how do we make this and how do we monetize it? Right? Because a
Mhm.
lot of people actually ask me, "Do you monetize your podcast?" And I said, "No." And why not? And I said, "It's because once you start monetizing, I feel like the my mission changed a little bit. I do monetize my publicity, which I do TV shows that you'll pay for airtime. But
Mhm.
anything else that I do live stream, I want to get to know the world by each person, and that's the strategy that I have, is just to get to know people. And from there, if they feel that they can move forward, then yeah, they can hire me to do whatever that they need. But that would be my thing. Now, before we end, okay, there's a couple more questions, but this
Can't
is
be
my,
already over.
I know, this
You're
is
gonna have
my second
you're
to
gonna
the
have
last
to.
for today. Okay.
Okay.
If this is your last day today on this earth, what would be your parting message to your current and future families in terms of living life, legacy, and impact?
Let go of the fear. Let go of the fear. It doesn't exist anyway. Let go. Just if you feel scared, acknowledge that you're scared and do it anyway. So many people, CJ, don't live their lives because they're afraid. They're not afraid of dying, they're afraid of living. Let go. Let that shit go. Let it go. Just say, "Okay, I'm scared," and just jump in the water anyway. That'd be my message.
I love that. That's so
I'm
true.
glad.
I'm afraid of a lot of things. I'm afraid of being live, actually. That's why I
Why?
did. I was
You're so
doing
good at
MP3
it.
a lot, and it took me almost a year to go on live stream. And I was like, I don't want to do a live stream. What if I have this perfectionist idea that I want to edit everything,
No,
and
stop.
then my girlfriend's like, "Girl, on in real life, you're fine. You do public speaking perfectly fine, and you that why?" And I said, "Okay, in reality, only 50 people saw me, right?
So,
In live stream, there's way too many people that see me." And she said,
so,
"So what? You have this
so
attitude of
what?
so what? What do you care?" And so
Exactly.
I did
Yeah.
it. I tried it, and here I am since April, and we grew from like 36 subscribers to 7,000.
Woohoo!
That
That's
means it's a
wonderful.
small feat for people, and it's a big deal for me because I didn't even think that that's possible to do. And thank
Don't.
you for doing that. Let go of your fear.
Yeah, and guys, for the love of God, stop editing your stuff. Stop. People are into that's what's popular now is natural and authentic, and if you mess up, you mess up. And that's it. Stop. Perfectionism, CJ, is insecurity with a cuter outfit. That's all it is. Stop editing. You're perfect the way you are. And just the fact that you exist is enough for you to do what you do.
Wow, that was me in a bowl. I'm like, yeah, there's so many things I want to
Yeah,
change. Like, I don't like my button nose. I don't like my, square face. And the first thing I
you're,
told my husband,
you're
I'm like, if I have
perfect.
money, I will just take this and that. And my husband's like, I didn't marry somebody who I'm gonna sleep with, and then like I don't know who you are, in
Exactly.
when I wake up. And I was like,
Exactly.
okay, fine. I gave that up. I gave that up. It's because of, I think, family and friends, like that environment that you're living with so much pressure. But like you said, once you let go of I don't give an hoot anymore,
There you
you live
go.
so much better. You get
Yeah,
so happier, and that's what is important, is to live your life,
that's
not
right.
anybody else's life. So any last golden nugget that you would like our people to get to know you and also work with you?
Oh, well, get to know me. They can just, DM me on LinkedIn or go to izzyfortin.com/let's talk. So that's my website, and everybody gets a 30-minute Let's talk. It's not about selling anything. It's about, hey, who are you, and what do you do, and what how can I help? And if I can, I will, and if I can't, I'll tell you. Um, and oh yes, I have a 21-day program, and I'm actually really, really proud of that program. And it's again, izzyfortin.com slash mind your happiness altogether. So it's 21 days. Every day you have something to do. I tried to keep it at a half an hour. Some days are going to take longer. I know it's demanding, but anybody who wants to work one on one with me has to go through the 21-day program to begin with anyway. And the last parting advice that I would give anyone, and I is a reminder for myself, is what other people think of you is none of your business, because it's not about you, it's about them.
Get that mirror. I'm like, get that
That's
mirror
right.
before you actually talk to somebody else. Like, you're this,
That's
you're
right.
that. I'm like, wait, what? What? Let me look
They're
at
not
myself for a
talking to
minute.
you.
You know?
They're talking to you, but they're not talking about you. They're talking about themselves. So stop, let it go. Let go. Let all that crap go.
Yeah. And I can't wait for people to work with you to get to know them because it's like we're walking shell. We're just walking shell. We don't even know what our capabilities are. We don't
No,
even know what the possibilities are. We don't
that's
even
very true.
know what future holds. We don't even know what limitations that you put yourself that you can actually let go, wash it up, throw it somewhere in the ocean and put a bucket somewhere else so that you can actually grow. We don't. And sometimes people are like, well, I don't need people to tell me this. I'm like, yeah, you don't really know yourself until you really know yourself. And sometimes it takes a stranger, not your family, okay? Bias everywhere.
Not your
Uh,
best friend either.
no, no, because they're like totally like, oh,
They're
you're fine. I was like, I don't know what,
biased.
oh, you're fine. No,
Yeah, they're biased. Of course they're biased. That's what love does. That's
but
normal.
I love it. I love it. So I'm glad that you're here, Izzy. Susanna's like,
Thank
hey,
you,
you really
Cindy.
are easy to talk with. Love our chat on my show. Michelle says, great advice, Izzy. Love it.
Susanna,
3 points.
she's my sister. You're my sister. Susanna is my sister. Sia is my sister. I have a lot of brothers too. Chris is
Mm-hmm.
my brother. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Brian, Mike, they're all my brothers.
We have a lot of brothers and sisters in the hounds for sure.
Yes,
We can't wait
indeed.
what collaborations we can do next year. But my last parting message for everyone is take care of yourself because whatever you're doing right now does not matter if you're sick, does not matter if you're killing yourself slowly and you die from heart attack because you work too hard. It actually happened to somebody in Japan. They died on their office uh,
Yeah,
right here in front because they worked 21
yes.
hours and their heart couldn't take it. So take care of yourself, right? Nothing, no projects, no amount of job, and no amount of money can bring you
Is
back to life.
exactly. And happy American Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, I wish you were here. I would totally share my turkey and my ham with you for
Oh,
sure.
and I'd so go too. But it's all right.
No,
Maybe
you know what we
next year
gotta
I'll
do?
go spend American Thanksgiving with you guys.
Right? No, what you got to do is we can exchange. You know those people? I used to do pen pals, believe it or not. I used to write some random people all over the world because I collect stamps, like different stamps from everyone.
Oh
And then I would be like,
wow.
I'll send you dollar money. Can you send me your money? Like I collect them, like forever. And I used to have those monies from all over the world. I had stamps from all over the world. That was I did when I was in high school. And then now, I think what we should do is you send me maple syrup from Canada,
Okay.
and I'll send you whatever you want in America. We just go like this.
I will send you maple syrup from Canada and you don't have to send me anything.
Oh, but I make really cool soaps. You see, you don't know.
Okay,
I have mad
then
skills on soap making.
then any soap as long as it's not lavender, because I really don't like lavender. I know
You
I'm
don't.
a
I love
strange duck.
lavender.
No, I don't like lavender. I'm a
Really?
weird
Do you
duck.
like vanilla?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have an
I like
oatmeal vanilla And I put tangerine. I can make you just oatmeal and vanilla and triple
There you go.
butter. Oh
Wonderful.
my gosh. When you put it
Okay, so
in, it lathers and it's so soft. You don't even need lotion, that's for sure.
we're gonna exchange maple syrup against specially made soap just for moi.
That's right, specific for you. Well, thank you so much, Izzy, for your time today.
Thanks for
Please wait
having
in
me.
the room. I need to talk to you for at least 10 more minutes, and I will
Okay.
see you soon. Thank you. Wow, that was amazing conversation. She has a lot of golden nuggets. Guys, if you have not met Izzy, go ahead and DM her, do LinkedIn. And if you don't know her link, let me know. It's Isabella Fortin. And I love her. She has so much to give. And this woman just got into a car accident. So I like texted her. I'm like, are you able to make it? And because I was worried, when I got car wreck. It's not fun. Everything is so bad, but she showed up. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow for our show. We have a show tomorrow with my dear sisters. All four of my sisters are going to be there. Thanksgiving wise. So we'll see you soon. We love you and I see you. Okay. Bye, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. See you tomorrow, 9 a.m. PST.